When a girl drops obvious hints, I freeze up and nothing happens. Does experience overcome this, or is this a learned skill?
Well, repetition is the mother of skill, and so typically what's happening is he's getting into a high pressure, high stress, high anxiety situation to him, and he's driven by his fear, and he tends to lock up. It's just like when we train in the shoot house. First few runs, with even though you might be really good with pistol and rifle, when you're in a shoot house and it's quiet and the instructor's behind you and you know there's two or three dudes in the house waiting to ambush you, you've never been shot with UTM rounds, you don't know how bad it's going to sting, and you know what happens, your heart starts racing and you're pieing into the rooms trying to keep yourself concealed and hopefully spot the bad guy before he spots you. And you know, I remember the first time I was working in the shoot house, and it's like the mask starts because you have this clear thing around your head that starts fogging up, your heart's racing, and even though you can talk yourself into being calm and try to think about being calm, when you're actually doing it for the first time, it's like but as you start to go through it and you start, you know, you get shot a few times, you expose too much of your body, that helps take corrective action, a little bit of pain. Rejection in this case, you know, will help you eventually get used to it, because you have to get to the point in life. It's not just with when you're trying to date, you're trying to get a job or you're trying to sell somebody something. Maybe you're in sales, or you're trying to get somebody to invest in your company, or you're trying to hire people to work for you. You gotta get used to failure. You have to become okay with failure and accept that failure is just part of the process, and you're going to fail way more than you succeed. So you have to go through the repetitions. You have to go through the failures. You have to go through locking up and seeing a pretty girl. You don't do anything to talk to her. Then you walk away pissed off. I should have talked to that girl. Maybe she would have said yes. Maybe she would have said no. But either way, when you finally do it, even if you go down in flames, you feel better, a little bit better, because you had the confidence to go for it and shoot your shot. So everything you want in life is on the other side of that fear. And first few times, first few repetitions, when you're doing something different, maybe you're out in public and you see a really pretty girl, you see her checking you out, and she's with 3 or 4 of her girlfriends. You're like, wow, there's a bunch of girls there. If I go and start talking to her and it goes bad, not only will she be laughing at me, maybe all of her girlfriends will be laughing at me, and that'll be embarrassing. But when you do it enough, you get to the point where it's not really a big deal. It's kind of like when you're a public speaker. Even though the people don't really know who you are, at least for the first several minutes you get up on stage, everybody wants you to do well because they're all spending their time there to watch you speak. So they want you to succeed. They'll tend to be more accepting of being nervous or saying things that are awkward or whatever. Just the fact that you're out there rolling a dice and doing it, especially this day and age, because I assume probably part of this guy's problem is approach anxiety, talking to pretty girls for the first time. First few times, it's going to be kind of nerve-wracking, and that's why you should practice your small talk everywhere. But nobody starts out as an expert. Everybody starts out as a novice, and so you have to fail, you have to get burned, you have to be willing to look stupid, you have to be willing to get rejected publicly, and because it's just part of life, you have to get used to getting past the no's. You have to get through all the no's in order to get to the yeses. All you need is one good yes from a good girl who really likes you, and then all the failure, all the 1,000 times that you fell flat in your face or whatever, or all the times you get shot in the shoot house, you calm down, your breathing starts to get normal, and then you don't really think about it. Then it just becomes like automatic, just clearing rooms, getting your red dot on the bad guy, shooting him before he shoots you, and you don't really have to think about it anymore. But the first few times, it's going to be nerve-wracking. Just like when you have sex, first few times, probably not going to be very good. Nobody starts out as an expert in sex. Everything, you get better. Huh? Well, you guys just have to pretty much lay there. You don't really have to participate too much.
I mean, the only way you're going to get experience is if you learn.
You got to participate in your own rescue.
Yep.
Oh.
No, but yeah, definitely, like I said, like with experience, like in order to get experience, you have to learn. So, and if we drop obvious hints, make sure, I guess, to do something about it. I don't know
Don't be
how.
afraid to take
yeah.
the chance because you never know if it's going to work in your favor or not.
You got to think about it as like you want to check the box. You want to be able to walk away from the interaction and say, "Hey, at least I tried." Because that's what a
Exactly.
man owes the world. That's what he owes women is actually showing up, shooting his shot, extending his invitation to join him for a drink or a date or just exchange phone numbers or whatever, and then be on your way. The fact that you had the balls to do that, when you start out, it's going to be nerve-wracking, but 20 years later in business and you're asking somebody to sign on a dotted line for a multi-million-dollar deal, first time you do a big deal, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking, but deal number 50 is like, it's like ordering a Happy Meal at McDonald's. It gets easier with time, so lean into the failure, welcome the failure, anticipate it, look forward to it, because you're going to fail way more than you succeed at life, and so you got to get okay with it.
Right. And the answer will always be no unless you ask. So remember that.
No,
then
yeah, and
just
on top of that,
ask somebody
like
else.
with every risk, there's like when you take more risks, more doors are going to be opening up for you.
When one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah.